This is how you do a dishwasher. And then we make love after the fight.
Sure, of course.
And then we look at the line again and we do another pass at it and it all starts over. And it's just from there, it's just brick by brick.
So that line, how many times does that line get rewritten? It's interesting when you read a script, and this is a glimpse inside the writer's process, because I've written a few in my day.
Of course you have.
If you're reading any script, it is crazy how many times the first page has been rewritten over and over, and how few times the last page has. It's like the first page has probably been rewritten 250 times, and the last page maybe once.
That is exactly the energy of what we belabored the first half so intensely. Can we make everything perfect? And then we finished the rest on time. That's the story of the last fours that got turned in. Really,
any piece of entertainment, the last few episodes of anything are just shit. Right?
Absolutely. I mean, maybe movies.
Like, look at Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, everyone complains about the last season. It was just because they had a deadline.
Yeah. They were tired.
Yeah, they're tired. Let some people sleep. They've been working so hard on the first 5 seasons. Then the 6th one, they're just like, okay, we got to turn this in. Come on.
Exactly. People are tired. It's kind of...
Comedy Bang Bang, we're back. Max Silvestri. Past My Bedtime is the scripted podcast. While we don't suggest you listen to any other podcast other than Comedy Bang Bang, unless there's an emergency, that is out there. Mm-hmm. And one can listen to it if they choose to, but we do not suggest that they do so.
It would mean a lot to my wife, Leah Beckman, and I. The only way our marriage survives is if we average a 4.7 rating on Audible after 6 months. That's kind of built into the vows, I know.
With the podcast ratings being what they are and slipping the way they...
And the trolls?
The trolls.
So yeah, it's the only way our marriage, and I love her with all my heart. So I need this to work. I've put so much of my youth.
Do you hope to do a podcast a year with her just to like keep everything, the juices flowing?
Keep it. Yeah, I think. Well, I think we might just write more episodes of this one, not put them out, but just to kind of like capture that magic.
Sounds good. Yeah. Okay, great. We need to get to our next guest. He is a physician. Do you have a physician, Max?
I've seen one before. I don't have one.
You don't have a personal relationship with a physician?
No. Every time something's wrong with me, I start from zero. I
go to someone new.
I have to. I don't know where the website is. I don't know.
Well, you're young enough that nothing's going on yet.
I don't know. Things are piling up. I really should develop some relationships.
What do you got?
I don't. Just things are always like hurting, and I feel like my teeth are going to start to fall out soon.
You really should see someone.
I should. Do you have a regular physician?
I do. Yes. In several areas. Yes.
Which areas?
Of your body? Of the body, yeah. You have a body physician, and then little parts of the body. They go like, I'm only going to talk to you about this one. It's a racket.
Because like one doctor doesn't want to learn about all the parts.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you would think that your doctor would know everything about everything because he's everything.
Yeah,
but then he's like, oh, okay, something wrong with your foot. Okay,
I didn't
go
do
see
that
this guy.
Chapter in school.
Yeah, these people are idiots. Anyway, let's talk to one. Speaking of foot doctor, he is a podiatrist. He fancies and styles himself as a celebrity podiatrist. Please welcome to the show, Harry Footman. Hi.
Thank you very much, Scott.
It's is that your voice?
Honor to be here. What's that?
That's your voice?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was just thrown.
Unbelievable. Is this your voice? Are you putting on an affect? I pray to God at night. I get down on my knees right in front of my bed and I pray to God. Scott is putting on an accent. That's not his real voice. It's disgusting. It grates in my ears. Anyway, how are you?
I'm sorry.
doing?
Is this the first podcast you've ever done? Because if you've never heard your voice back, you wouldn't know that it's like it's extreme. You know that word extreme, like sports and certain sodas,
politics,
ideological views.
It's very different. I apologize. I don't mean to set you back on your heels immediately.
Yeah.
Well, wait, that's the way you say yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we're learning a lot about
you. Well, if you want me to do a character voice,
I don't want you to do anything. I just want you to be yourself.
Definitely, because when I come out, when I listen to, I'm not just your podiatrist. You are a celebrity. I'm also a huge fan of the show. And
I didn't want to. I because of HIPAA laws, I didn't want you to reveal that you were my. But yes, you are my.
because every time I'm looking at your feet, I'm like, these are the feet that create Comedy Bang Bang.
Oh, and I've never heard your voice before because you're always looking down at the feet, and so it's always going into the floor. So
Right.
this is
And
the first time I'm actually hearing
I
you.
use text to talk when I'm in the office because I don't want to upset people with my cadence.
Yeah.
But, every time I'm listening to the podcast, I'm like, give me Scott Aukerman, give me interesting characters, give me hard-hitting interviews with an acerbic tone. Perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Really?
Well, I mean that genuinely.
I mean, I'm honored to be here despite all the abuse I've already taken.
I don't think it's abuse. I was thrown, and I apologize. I don't mean to make you feel that way.
It's all right. I've got an angelic face. Everyone assumes that I'd have some kind of dulcet tones.
It is.
when I open my
You look
mouth.
very cherubic.
Thank you. Yes, I've got nice big cheeks.
Chubby cheeks, one might say.
Yeah, chubby little Gerber cheeks. I eat mostly baby.
Steve Gerber cheeks.
Steve Gerber, what an icon.
Yeah.
What an incredible man. Used to be a baby.
And now, a lot of people don't know. He was the
Uniquely,
Gerber baby.
yeah.
And he grows up in, what is he, married to Cindy Crawford? Is that who I'm thinking of?
Yeah. maybe
Yeah,
Cindy
it's not.
Crawford.
Who you're
not-
thinking of?
Oh, who am I thinking
Randy
of?
Gerber.
Same guy. He's the other
same guy.
Gerber.
I changed his name. Used to be Steve Gerber. Now he's Randy Gerber.
What is the story?
Has sex with Cindy Crawford. Yeah. We're talking about the same guy.
Welcome to the show. So you're a celebrity podiatrist.
I'm a podiatrist for celebrities.
You're not a celebrity who does podiatry.
No,
Not yet.
I'm not very well known at all. No,
But
no,
after
no,
this episode, maybe.
Yeah.
Scott's giving you quite a platform. I mean, this seems really nice.
Yeah, I mean that festival in Lincoln, Nebraska, is the most advertising they've ever received. Is your 4 appearances here, but
And that's why the whole world now knows the name of that festival, which even I could say if I wanted to.
sure, if we want to, we have no desire.
Yeah, we've said it so many times, and obviously I know what
I'm
it is.
tired of
still.
saying it at this
I
point.
bet if you did say it, Scott would cut it out. He didn't, and that's a Dave Coulier joke.
thank you so much.
He would edit it out of the podcast. He wouldn't want people to know. They've had enough advertising.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room here, and that the name Harry Footman.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that like, it's not a stage name when you're a doctor, right?
No.
It's not a nom de plume. That's when you're a writer.
No.
What is it for a doctor when you take a fake name?
Yeah. Great question.
Fraud.
So, I mean, my parents named me Harold Footman. Their last name was Footman.
Oh.
People used to say Harry Footman. They call me Harry Footman. And so I think it was just the universe kind of pointing me toward podiatry. Also a major foot fetishist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that like a conflict of interest to be
I
examining
don't think
people's...
there's anything in the rule book about it, is it? I mean, it's
Yeah,
like
you're right.
You know what I mean? It's like I guess that's a question you could ask. Like you go to your gynecologist and you're like, hey,
Do you
don't-
love this?
Do you? Yeah, you don't love this.
And
do
it's
you?
like you love podcasting, so it's not like a crime that you get to do the thing that gets you visibly erect
Exactly.
for 2 hours every week.
as they say, well, do whatever you love, and you
Never work
whatever the rest, however the rest goes.
You get paid to do what you love and you never work a day in your life. So, Scott, back to when you were saying when you go to your gynecologist and you're asking them questions.
Yeah.
So what
Like,
kind
do I have a vagina? This is not what.
No, stop making appointments with me. This is a penis and balls.
The reason you can't remember the last time you've had your period. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Perfect.
So you have a foot fetish. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So and you've had that ever since you were young, or?
Yes, I've always been seduced and attracted to a beautiful foot. An
What
elegant
makes a foot beautiful? Because I look at these things and I'm just like,
Disgusting.
yeah, disgusting.
I don't think people should be allowed to wear sandals. Like, is there an idyllic foot, like a perfect foot?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably the ideal foot is a woman's 12 and a half, a man's 13 and a half. Clawed toes.
Oh,
Clawed toes. That's a condition. Plantar fasciitis.
It's a condition that it means something's wrong with him, but that's a perfect foot to you.
Yeah. To me, everyone has a different definition of a beautiful.
so you see beauty in like decay and like kind of you find
And garishly, abnormally large feet as well.
Right, yeah. So like Scott's foot, for example, Scott's foot is like, it looks like a possum that's been half shaved.
I'm not comfortable with you talking talking about how my feet actually look. But go on.
Well, honestly, thank you for the
Which half?
platform, Max.
Which half has been shaved?
The bottom half. Thank goodness. But Max, you were alluding to this earlier, and Scott, you said the same thing. You have such a huge platform. I hope my podiatry business gets the bump. But
Thank you.
But no, I'm being serious. Yeah. So, what I mean to say is, I came on the show to make a confession.
A confession. Oh, okay. Well, to a crime or.
Not maybe a crime of passion. I've been secretly taking pictures of all the celebrities' feet and putting them on WikiFeet over the years.
You're the WikiFeet doctor?
I knew they had a source. There was too much stuff they had access to.
Too much. You're the guy.
I'm the guy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
How did your patients not know? Because I feel like a lot of those photos have like a quarter or a dollar bill next to the feet for scale. And I'm like, how are people walking barefoot next to money and not picking it up?
And how do you have so many quarters? Like anytime there's a parking meter that doesn't take credit cards now, it's like, Jesus Christ, what? And you have all these quarters just laying around?
Yeah. My secret is I go to the bank and I say, can you break this into quarters?
Great.
Is that the confession?
Great tip.
How you get the quarters?
That's my confession. That's my time. Thank you. Stand-up reference, Dave Cool. Yeah, cut it out. Alanis, go down on me. Yeah, we know.
Did he mention that, by the way?
No.
Was he like, look, yeah, okay, let's get it out of the way.
He was all class.
So it wasn't like the...
But he did mime it. He did mime it and then play her full album.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
So I guess that's alluding to it in some ways, to blast the album and do the...
You know my favorite song on that album?
How would we know?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's pretty
do you want us to
easy.
rank it in terms of like the hits? You want to know biggest
It's
hit?
staring you in the face. It's head over feet.
Give me...
I had no choice but to hear you. You stated your case time and again. I thought about it. You've already won me over. You know it. Yeah. Head over
feet. Yeah, you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Smooth like silk, rich like chocolate.
Those are the two things when those can combine.
Silk and chocolate.
Silk and chocolate.
Yeah.
I mean, diamond and silk, even better. But some silk and chocolate, amazing.
Silk and chocolate, my mouth is open. Diamond and silk, my ears are open.
In your mind.
In my mind, in my mind's eye. Yeah. So
Anyway, so you're the guy. You've
the
been
guy.
uploading them.
Well, I've never had any complaints because usually celebrities' feet are beautiful. They take care of them, and everyone's always like, 5 out of 5, beautiful feet, lovely arches. I'd suck on that nail bed, etc. But
We know the kind of things.
Yeah. You know this. You go on WikiFeet.
Are you the one also leaving comments?
Yeah. But I kind of outed myself recently because
Just now.
Yeah, a few seconds ago.
I uploaded pictures of Scott's feet, and then that's when not just myself but all these other people started commenting, "This is disgusting. I can smell it through my computer."
No. Really?
PU situation.
A PU situation?
And so I felt bad. And, even though I'm a foot fetishist and a podiatrist and, we're notoriously soulless people.
What?
Is that a foot joke?
What's that?
Is that a foot joke?
I get it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I haven't heard that about doctors. Do you mean doctors or podiatrists?
No, just podiatrists.
Really? Just
Yeah, the most trustworthy doctors are probably urologists because they're
what?
Yeah,
I've never met one who's not a weirdo.
a urologist.
Yeah,
Well, but
they're all very strange people. I've gone to 2 in my life, and both of them bizarre.
You're sure it wasn't just someone trying to get your pants off saying they were
Yeah, I'm
urologists?
pretty sure. Although
that
they were
would work.
successful both times.
Because that would work.
Yeah, that's true.
Great news, Mr. Aukerman. You do not have a UTI. Yeah. But
But so you think they're the most trusted, and then podiatrists are the least? Is it because of the quality of the thing they study? Like, okay, like if you were to say, okay, Max, I'm going to chop something off of your body. What's the thing you don't want me to chop off, and what's the thing you wouldn't mind me chopping off?
Oof. I mean, I wouldn't want to lose my thumb or my nose. Those are tied for tops.
Those are tied for tops.
I could lose my pinky toes like they were nothing. I mean, sometimes I'll see maybe a shoe online that is not in my size. I would lose the toe if it meant fitting
And
into
this is kind of my thing. Most people would say, hey, stay away from the Johnson.
Yeah.
But that's the middle of the road for you.
Yeah. I'd say like if let's say there's 20 body parts. I'm not going to try to think of them, but let's just say
there are
generally
famously
there's
just 20 body parts.
20 that you could take off the mane, which is what I call the torso.
Sometimes you're horny on Maine, aren't you?
But yeah, I would put kind of like where the penis is, kind of right in the middle. That's where I would put it.
Well, you've been going down from the top of the body in terms of your preference too.
I guess I got my head in the clouds. Yeah, ears, nose, yeah, exactly.
Are you the guy outside with the car that has the bumper sticker that says, go ahead and chop off my Johnson?
Is that you?
Is that your car?
Because I saw that.
Prius tinted windows, gotta have them tinted.
It's okay. So
but you put a Tesla sticker on it, even though it's a Prius. It's very weird.
It's H8 JHNSN, hate Johnson, but then the kind of rim around it says, go ahead, chop off my Johnson. I would love to lose it. Not only do I not need it, I would love to see it gone.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you can start reading that phrase in any, because it's a circle.
Yeah, it's circular. Yeah. No, that. Yeah. So, but that's my point, Harry. Is that
that's my father. Call me Mr. Footman.
Okay, Mr. Footman, Dr. Footman. I think you would indeed.
I disrespect my father. Yeah.
But most people would say Johnson. So it's like, oh, if you're a doctor to this trusted thing that I'd never want chopped off, I trust them. But meanwhile, you could chop off my foot and I'd be fine with it. And you're the doctor of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Although I think it's great to refer to your Johnson as my trusted thing. I'm about to pull out my trusted thing. You're getting
Who
my
am I
trusted
announcing
thing
I'm
so
pulling this out
hard.
to? If I'm pulling it out, there's no one in the room.
Right.
Or I'm not announcing it.
You're at a urinal pissing into some ice. It's time to use my trusted thing.
The guy who lays down the ice, by the way, in my favorite restaurant.
Dodomio.
Yeah, I've talked to you about
Yeah. Nothing more satisfying than taking your trusted thing out.
I'm not announcing this in the bathroom, by the way. Although I may start. Hey, everyone. Just so there's no confusion.
Yeah.
And I don't get, me too'd here. I'm about to pull out my trusted thing.
Yeah, that's what enthusiastic consent is. Is it okay if I pull out my trusted thing and absolutely pressure wash this ice?
You need to get consent from everyone in the
pre-storage.
restroom. I think that's important.
Yeah, all I need to have sex is a smile.
It is important. It is interesting. I think I brought this up before. The public restroom is one of the only places in the world that you can pull out your penis and handle it in public.
Go off, King.
It is a weird thing to
You're
think
about to do 10 minutes in Nebraska.
And then they don't let you do it in a strip club? That's the place it should be legal.
Yeah, where are these rules written down? There's no rule book for this stuff anymore.
How come the customers can't strip as well?
Let me up on stage.
You're giving me a lap dance. It's my turn.
Yeah. I'm being, you're just trying to be generous. You're trying to give back. I think that's being a good customer.
Yeah. So we've touched on a lot of different fetishes. I think it's fine that mine are feet.
Sure, I guess so. I mean,
Hashtag feet.
How do you reconcile? Can I just say,
hashtag.
how do you reconcile your love of disgusting, twisted mutant feet with what I imagine celebrities want, which is kind of a more normative, smooth, long, straight-toed look? Do you give them what they want, or do you try to sell them on your vision of repulsive beauty?
That's a great question. I'm not being reproachful at all, but let's be mindful of our language. Sure. Normative. What is normal? Like Scott has absolutely hideous feet to a normative
I don't
eye.
like you telling everyone that.
And they
I've asked you to do something about it.
They literally point like a snout into one big toe at the end of it, like a possum. They make a little squeak sound every time he steps.
Look.
You sound cuter and cuter the more you talk about it.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like a little elf or a stuffed animal or something. But
you ever wonder why he's so good at running on the top of a fence?
Sometimes I'll be in the waiting room at Earwolf and I'll see Scott go by with a little lemon in his hand, and then he goes back with no lemon in his hand, and then he comes back with another lemon, and I'm like, how's he doing this so fast?
Anyway, I'm not saying, and no matter what your feet look like, treat yourself, get a pedicure, feel confident, then take pictures of your feet and upload them. Get horny on Maine, put them to the grid, you know what I mean? Whatever your social media presence is, it's time for a vibe shift. Hashtag feet.
Hashtag feet. What's popping up when you click on that hashtag?
On hashtag feet?
Yeah.
Scott, come on, what do you think?
Probably close-ups of feet, but I have no idea.
I'm imagining your Discover page right now on Instagram, what the algorithm is giving you based on what you look at, and it's twisted.
It's all that in Love Island 3. And I've uploaded pictures of all their feet, the entire cast.
That you've taken yourself?
Yes,
or?
Nancy, the feet of a goddess. Zenab, the feet of a goddess. Cole and Bartise.
This is not Love Island. This is
Love is Blind. Yeah.
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 When I hear Zanab, I know you're talking about Love is Blind.
Yeah. And when I'm talking about Bartise and Cole, two of the most selfish, disgusting, self-involved feet you'll ever see in your life.
So do the feet, I mean, this is a good question, I think. If I'm judging my own questions, I give it an A+. But you know how every once in a while you'll see a dog who looks exactly like its owner? Do feet look like their owners?
Yeah, if someone's flexible enough to put their feet up next to their face, their face just gets wider.
Strikingly similar, really.
Yeah. I'll be like, give me a flexible person, give me a clean foot, give me it next to someone's head.
I feel like we're now suddenly we have a new fetish for you. We're just
getting pretty worked up. Yeah.
Give me someone who basically like uses their feet to make it look like they're wearing podcast headphones.
Like putting each one on the left ear.
Hello, I'm listening to you. I'm turning the volume up. Hee, I'm listening to Max is past your bedtime.
Thank you so much.
I'm listening to Comedy Bang Bang. Ho, I'm getting ready for Christmas.
Do you feel I want to ask, because now I'm starting to think about my own feet. Do you feel like the character, like that any attributes on a person's foot tells you something about who they are?
Yeah. You know how you can read a palm? Can you read a foot and learn something about the person?
And the way Scott's always talking about, like, skull size tells you a lot about aptitude and all this stuff off mic that's like so interesting because none of us know a lot about it.
Right, but racially tinged, I think we can agree upon.
I'm just talking about an article I read.
Okay, it sounds like phrenology. I'm uncomfortable. Yeah. Yeah, you can absolutely, when you're looking at a foot, you can absolutely say like, oh my God, the fallopian tubes are here, the urethra is here, let me rub this.
Wait,
and make your thigh and activate your thyroid.
We're not talking about physical attributes, we're talking about like personality.
Yeah, like does someone with like a big main toe, are they greedy?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
If your second toe
do they
is
love
longer,
money? Are they is that where you're getting at, Mags?
Okay.
Nah, you've lost me again, Scott.
We're getting into another tinged area here. No, but if the second toe is bigger than the big toe, you're a sociopath. If your third toe is bigger than all your toes, you're a good person.
Oh, so cut and dry.
Yeah, because you're so ashamed. You live in shame, and so you thought about your actions a lot, and therefore you treat people well because you live by the golden rule, which is reciprocity.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. What do you think of shoes? Should people not be allowed to wear them or what?
Everywhere except the airplane. I think everyone should be barefoot.
On the airplane.
Yeah.
Is that a safety thing?
No, I think it would really, if everyone's looking at each other's feet on an airplane, there'd be a lot less anxiety about being in a metal tube hurtling through space.
That's true. Also, they tell you when you fall into the ocean to take off your shoes immediately. So it's like, you because they'll drag you down. And so it would give you a head start, wouldn't it?
I think it's mainly because if you have shoes on when you fall in the ocean, you probably have stinky feet, and that's the last thing that sharks want to eat.
Stinky feet, really?
Yeah.
And it's the first thing that mosquitoes want to eat. The smell of the... Well, come on now.
My talk to Tex is always like, your feet are incredibly stinky. Mr. Aukerman.
Yes, and I'm like, what are you going to do about it? And you never have any solutions.
You're so good at doing the talk to text voice.
Yeah.
You should just do that instead of having to type. It's pretty comforting.
I prefer that voice to your normal voice, if I'm being honest.
How dare you? We are enemies.
Look.
Yeah. No,
you're even doing the yes, no's.
Give me Scott Aukerman.
So that's not a verbal affectation.
Give
That's
me
just something
verbal
you mean to
abuse.
Okay, well, look, Dr. Footman, I appreciate you being here. I don't appreciate you kind of, bearing for lack of a better term, bearing my secrets. I'm losing interest in this dismount, even as I say it. What do you think about that? Is that due to you? Is that due to me?
No. It's because you decided to be disrespectful as opposed to thanking me for coming on the podcast.
Do you think we got off on the wrong
step?
Foot.
Step.
Oh, I see what you did there. Nice. I've never heard that before.
But you have heard get off on the wrong step.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, as in like you trip up the stairs, you shatter
the stairs.
You shatter your front teeth, you give yourself a concussion.
Most people are falling down the stairs, I have to say. Ivana Trump, the rest. What do you think's buried in her grave?
Ulysses S. Grant.
Okay. All right. Look, Dr. Footman, we need to take a break. Is that okay? We need to get to our next guest on the other side of the break. Can you stick around, though? Because I think they have really nice feet that you're going to be very interested in.
I'm into it.
Okay, great.